And hello! We're back for more Genshin Impact. Today we got an event going on. And the event is Roses and Muskets. I believe that we're going to be making movies. The Steambird reports that Fontanians have been in lively spirits lately. At Paimon's suggestion, you come to the festival venue. Oh, there's more. Where you have a chance encounter with a certain acquaintance as the curtains rise on this wonderful experience. And we'll go to quest. The crack of the muskets breaking the silence. During the Fontania Festival, children carry baskets and head up and down the streets asking for candy. That sounds like Halloween. As you roam the vibrant festival streets, you might just meet some familiar faces. What is Farina going to be going up and down the streets with a basket hoping for candy? I guess we'll just teleport. And I kind of hope that we won't jump straight into it just because we teleported to the right spot. I hope we got to walk at least 5 steps. And the reason why I would say immediately if the loading screen was already done, which is obviously not. 10 steps. Perfect. All right. So because of all the stuff I've been done recently, I have a lot of fates saved up. 29 of them to be specific. Over here, it's only 5, so we're not going to be bothering with those. But let's go ahead and do 2 10 rolls, trade in some of the extra stuff that we get, and then do another 10 rolls, and then I probably won't be able to afford it anymore for a little while. So let's go ahead and try to get Navira in the name of the Rasula. And the first roll ends up with nothing but 3 and 4 stars. Possibly just 1 4-star. We got a Sucrose. Now we can power up Sucrose even more. Sucrose is actually, I feel like she should be a 5-star. I don't know. If you want to say stars amount to skill level of a character, like how good they are, 5-star. I feel she's getting cheated. I know she's shy, but that shouldn't bring her down. You got any other 4 stars? Ooh. The Favonius Sword. I've gotten a bunch of those before. All right, it's converted. Good. Now let's not leave yet. Let's do another 10 roll. What are we going to get? 4s? Yup. 4 is the max. But what will the 4 be? Ah, Rosaria. I completely forgot about her for a while. Yeah. She hasn't popped up in a story in quite a long time, I feel. She was only 4-star? Dang. All right, well, let's go ahead and get ourselves another fate because we definitely can. Go ahead and get one here. And the Stardust Exchange. So we can get one more 10 roll. And we gotta wait to get 7 more fates. Dang, no 5s again. After all that. Ooh, Candace. She's a nice little addition to the squad. We already have one of her, so we're just powering her up again. Yeah. Dang. No 5s. I did not want to go to inventory. I wanted to go to character. I wanted to make sure that all these characters had their constellations boosted. There we go. Sucrose. Wait, what did that do? The duration of forbidden creation is increased by 2 seconds. Okay. That's cool. Zarya, the wages of sin. Increase the level of ravishing confession by 3. Maximum upgrade level is 15. That feels kind of weak. I'm gonna be honest. Oh, did I didn't do Dory's last time. The number of after sales service rounds created by troubleshooter shots increased by 1. Again, I feel underwhelmed. Candace, there you are. Returning heiress of the Scarlet Sands. The duration of Prayer of the Crimson Crown effect triggered by Sacred Rite Wagtail's Tide is increased by 3 seconds. If I used her, I'd probably know what the heck it was talking about, but I haven't used her. I need to get to this point where I just start playing with all these characters and power them up. Why have I been complaining about not getting a 5-star character when New Vluet is sitting right here, I'm pretty sure, at level 1. Yeah. What the heck am I doing? Oh, it's raining. And he stopped it. Yeah, he's dope. I need to power him up and possibly use him. All right, let's get on with this story. Who are we gonna bump into first? That's the question.
Seriously? But Mr. Morris,
Xavier.
I don't understand, sir. How can you only be telling me this now?
I'm afraid that there's nothing really I can do. I'm really facing a crisis. My hands are tied.
Well, you're just scratching your
What
head, so I don't
about
think
my
that's true.
film?
What about his film? What's
Well,
his film?
I'm afraid you'll have to come up with something on your own.
Like
Take it from
budget?
me, sometimes you just have to let things go. Same goes for this film festival.
What? You can't just let a film festival fall by the wayside.
Oh.
Hey, isn't it Xavier?
Xavier.
So he's back
It's
in
spelled
Japan
Xavier.
now. Xavier!
What's up, Xavier?
Oh, why, if it isn't the dear Traveler and Paimon. I really didn't expect to bump into you here at this time.
It's been a while. Wait. Didn't we run into him in Azuma? Is that where we first met him? Was he the guy that was outside of that dome? I could be wrong, but I feel like that's right. It's been a while. How have you been?
Well, I was doing just fine.
So your film
until I
festival got
received some
shut down?
Terrible news just now. The investor I was working with for my upcoming film has fallen upon some hard times and is no longer able to provide the promised amount of funds.
Sounds like you need some
Find a
soft
different
underneath him.
investor?
Unfortunately, that's not how it works. We had signed an agreement specific to the Fontanalia Film Festival, stipulating that I cannot work with any other investors until the festival is finished.
Sounds like you were scammed.
The Fontanalia Film Festival? What's that?
Oh, is this your first time participating in Fontaine's Fontanalia Film Festival?
That's a mouthful.
Then allow me to fill you in. The Fontanalia Festival was established to commemorate the legendary Loch Knights, who went on a quest to search for the Oceanids, and eventually welcomed the Hydro Arconageria.
Does Loch Knights a
The
play off of
holiday
Loch
is
Ness?
deeply connected to the founding of Fontaine, as well as its unique laws and trials. It's one of the most important festivals for this nation.
But what's with that weird expression on your face? It's like you're trying really hard to remember something.
What was with the cowbell?
I was just trying to recall the exact description from the books, in order to avoid any unnecessary arguments over semantics. I usually try to recite things straight from the source.
Well, either way, Paimon
That could be
thinks
rather
it's
stiff for a
cute.
filmmaker.
It's just like the Windbloom Festival in Mondstadt, and the Lantern Rite in Lille.
Yes, those are festivals of a similar variety. Who doesn't like a good festival?
Me.
And just like those of other nations,
I like staying in.
Fontaine will hold a plethora of events around this time each year. To commemorate the Loch Knights, people will imitate them by putting on special costumes, raising golden cups, and going door to door asking for pure
Are we gonna get new
water.
outfits for characters?
But a few years
I'm on
ago,
for one for Aether
Lady
already.
Farina started to find the whole idea a little drab, and so decided to change the part about pure water to sweets.
That sounds like Farina.
Really doesn't
She has.
surprise Paimon
Wait, she
at
still has
all.
power?
The whole thing seems more akin to a carnival now, and it's quite popular among the kids. Every year, you can hear a bunch of them saying, "Trial or treat."
Yeah, this is
Oh,
completely a
that
play
sounds
off of
pretty fun.
Halloween.
But how does that connect back to the film festival you mentioned?
Ah, yes, it appears I've strayed off topic. I just got too excited after seeing you. Let me get back to the point. The Fontanalia Film Festival is an event proposed by the Fontaine Film Association this year. Now that film technology has matured as a medium, it's the perfect time to introduce more people to the art form.
Can you just say matured?
During this time, people may submit films to be evaluated, and the entry with the highest score will be given the Farina Award by the association.
You didn't answer. Does she still have power
What
here?
award?
The Farina Award. You know, after the Hydro Archon. They coined it while Lady Farina was still in power, but even though things have changed, no one has made any motion to update the name.
You should still honor her in her way.
Perhaps everyone still thinks of it as a pretty
She did
appropriate
sacrifice for a
name.
long time.
Even though she isn't the Hydro Archon any longer, Lady Farina is still Fontaine's superstar. Anyone with eyes can see the way she shines on the stage.
Huh. Alright. Guess the name does work pretty well when you put it that way.
Oh, but who would have guessed there'd be an issue with the funding? How will I ever explain this to Miss Chiori?
Is that her in the
To see
back?
all the other actors who traveled all the way here from Inazuma.
Chiori? Sounds familiar. Where have we heard that name before?
She runs the clothing store in the court of Fontaine. Chiori Boutique. That doesn't sound familiar to me, though.
Yes, that's her. I asked her to oversee the event's art direction, including the design of the actors' costumes and appearances.
Oh, Paimon remembers now. Navia said that her clothes were designed by Chiori, and Kirara's outfit too.
How to describe her? Well, she
Eccentric.
tends to be pretty direct and can be very forceful when it comes to dealing with people. The fashion world in Fontaine has dubbed her the Thundering Seamstress. Her remarkable designs have led many Fontainians to become very interested in Inazuma. Anyway, Chiori is acquainted with all the actors I've invited from Inazuma. Without her help, I don't think I would have been able to get such an international cast for the film. She really is a kind soul.
Who are the actors from Inazuma? Do we know them?
Possibly.
Why don't the two of you accompany me to the Aquabus station to welcome them?
You could just say the names.
Judging from the time, the Aquabus should be arriving shortly. Chiori will be waiting to meet me there as well.
Then who's the person behind you? The crack of the muskets breaking the silence started. Act 1. Yeah, homie, what's with the goblet? Ah. So these are all the different quests, huh? The 1,000-piece interdiction communates sharpshooting zone. During the Fontanelli Film Festival, you and Paimon encounter a special member of the guards. She seems to be looking for a guest to partake in the test event. So this is the stuff that we'll be doing at the end of the episode, one each for each episode, I guess, kind of. And what I'll be doing for the next half episode. Yeah, these things that they're saying right now, I don't have to pay attention to them. Is there a could I want to know if I can get closer by teleporting. Uh-oh, didn't mean to do that. All right, so yeah, aquabuses are this way. I don't really know Fontaine that well. Still, I should work on that. To the left. Doors. Now if I go this way. Why did I think that was Diona for a second? All right. What floor do I go to? I'm gonna try 4 and work my way down if it's wrong. So far, it's looking good. It's looking good. That's right. Get yourself a big stretch right there, Aether. Ah, we missed it. We need to go the Navita line. Jump in the line. Rock your body on time. Okay, I believe you. What? I'm still not there? Oh, no, I am there. You gonna walk on that?
Miss Chiori?
Oh, this is Shiori?
Your talk with the investor sure went fast.
No, it didn't.
The Aqua Bus hasn't even arrived yet.
That investor pulled out.
And who are they?
Hopefully the new
Allow
investors.
me to introduce you. This is the Traveler and Paimon.
Yep, that's us.
Pleased to meet you.
Likewise! We've heard the owner of Chioriya Boutique is a skilled seamstress, so it's a real pleasure to finally meet you in person.
The way Navita's wardrobe comes together is truly exceptional. The concept behind Kirara's outfit is really original.
Why, thank you. I strove to create an outfit that matched her high social station as the demoiselle.
I could only pick
So
one.
tell me, what happened? I can tell the conversation didn't go quite as expected.
Nah,
Well, it's like this.
I think he's scamming.
Ugh.
I know, Chiori, you don't have to say it. You did remind me that this investor was a little bit sketchy.
More than a little bit.
Yes, there's no doubt about that.
But how could I pass it up? He offered me twice as much as the others.
You should have
And
seen the
therein
scam
lies
coming.
Problem.
Yes, but just put yourself in my shoes.
They're probably more
obtaining
comfortable.
Such an excellent script. It's only natural that I would want to make the most of the film. The budgets that the others had proposed were nowhere near enough. It's difficult to find someone willing to front such a large amount of mora, so...
Don't be sad, Xavier. We might be able to help scrounge up some more together for you.
Plus, I think it's Ayaka that's
Thank
coming.
you, Paimon.
But she would be able to
That
help
means
too.
a lot to me. But the cost of the film is staggering. I'm afraid that any mora we can scrounge together in a short amount of time won't even be able to cover the actors' fees.
We need to move on. What's happened has already happened, and there's no changing it. But now's not the time to give up.
I agree.
What? You're saying that you have a plan?
No, that's not what I mean. I'm simply saying I wouldn't give up just yet. The actors I recommended aren't just after Mora after all.
Are we about to see them? How many are there? Who is it in total? Like I said, I'm pretty sure Ayaka is one of them. Ayato and Ayaka.
Really?
Sangonomiya.
And where do you live? We Malazines
Wait,
live
no.
in Marcy Village. The only way to
Sangonomiya
enter
is
from
the
underwater.
priestess.
Oh, you must be pretty tired after work
That's
every day,
Yoimiya.
right? I mean, you have to swim all that way just to go home.
We are so thoughtful. But some Malazines choose to live in the court of Fontaine because it's so much more convenient.
This is our stop.
Oh, we
I
were
see
worried.
Ayato being the one that
I haven't even
recognizes
finished
us
chatting with
first.
Abel yet.
Or notices us first.
I also enjoyed Abel's introductions to Fontaine along the way. Everything you described was so clear and detailed that we can't help but want to hear more.
Thank you so much. I'm usually working here on this aqua bus, so I hope I'll have the chance to see you again. There are still many more places I'd like to introduce to you.
Yeah, I think I haven't seen Yoimiya in anything in quite a long time too.
Welcome to the court of Fontaine.
Chiori, you sure have changed a lot. This is the first time we've seen you since you left Inazuma.
I haven't realized it's been so long. I was in such a rush when I left that I didn't even get to say goodbye.
Thank you for extending the invitation.
Was Inazuma
Mr.
still
Xavier.
oppressive at the time?
I'm looking forward to a fruitful trip here in Fontaine.
It's an honor to have the head of the Kamisato clan visit us.
So they are who you meant when you said you had actors coming from Inazuma?
Oh? It's the Traveler and Paimon.
Of course it is.
Wow, what a coincidence! Ayaka and I were just talking about you on the way here. Are you also here for the film?
Kinda.
We just ran into Xavier earlier and came over with him.
But I'm not an actress. Sir Kamisato and Lady Ayaka are the real actors here. I'm just
tagging along with Ayaka to have a good time together.
I thought I'd always get the lead role.
About that, I mean, how was I supposed to contact you when I was making preparations for the film? I figured you were probably busy, and I didn't want to disturb you. So I could only keep you in the back of my mind while I sought other actors to play the lead roles in the film.
I had been thinking about a surprise reunion with you during our trip here, but you still managed to surprise me first.
Sure, we can go with that.
Oh, so you all know each other already. My, what a coincidence. What are the chances everyone could be brought together here like this?
Pretty high, considering that's
Why
what the
don't we go to
developers wanted.
Hotel de Boer and catch up over a meal. I've already made a reservation.
With what money?
Huh? Did you reserve 2 spots for us too?
Probably not.
Yes, of course, of course.
Really?
I'll be sure to tell the boss to serve a few more delicious dishes just to make sure there'll be enough food.
Very well. Then please, kindly lead the way, Mr. Xavier.
And this is our acting troupe.
Wow, the buildings in Fontaine are so tall. Just look at how big they are.
Yeah, you don't really have
there's the
anything like that
fountain
in
Aval mentioned
Inazuma.
earlier. It really is a magnificent sight.
And look at
It was
that
underwater
huge spinning
before.
sphere. Where does it get its power? Wait a sec. Could it be one of those clockwork mecha we've heard so much about?
So many questions. Go to the Hotel de Boer's 2nd floor. Go ahead, teleport closer. I think we can. I'm always down for teleporting closer. Yes! And here we go. And Yoimiya, I am sorry for mistaking you for Sengonomiya. Like I said, I haven't seen you in a while.
So this is what food from Fontaine is like. It sure is different from what we have in Inazuma. How should I describe it? It seems like you have to go through a lot more steps to make them. And the flavor has many layers too.
Yes. When I first went to Inazuma, I actually thought the food there tasted a little too bland. It took some time for me to get used to it.
You really just said that to a
Let's
table
get
full of
back to the
Inazumans?
purpose of this trip for a moment, shall we? How have preparations for the film been coming along, Mr. Xavier?
Horribly.
Well, I've already assembled most of the film crew. A lighting specialist, a prop manager, and a costume designer. I've also bought the copyrights from the novel's author.
And he has no
It's called
funding.
The Two Musketeers, right?
Two.
The script you sent me on the way here. The story is pretty good.
I guess Three
Originally,
Musketeers
I
is
was planning
trademark.
to start filming as soon as Sir Kamisato and Lady Ayaka arrived in Fontaine, but I'm afraid I've run into a bit of a problem.
No money.
What is it?
No money.
It has to do with the film's investor, Mr. Morris. He suddenly informed me this morning that he's encountered some financial trouble and
No, he
will
hasn't.
be unable to release to me the amount of funding agreed upon.
It's said that Fontaine's legal system is well developed. If he has violated the contract, then can't you simply take him to court over the matter?
It's not enough time.
Well, I'm still more concerned about filming. Even if I were to take him to court, I'm afraid it would take months before the case could even be heard.
Mm-hmm.
Then, is there a way we could raise funds ourselves to solve the problem?
I've considered that option too, but unfortunately, it's difficult to gather such a large amount of Mora on such short notice.
Look who you're talking to.
Besides, we have to consider the film festival's submission deadline.
Look at who you're talking to.
Mr. Xavier, if Ayaka and I were willing to perform for free, would that resolve the problem you are currently facing?
What?
They're here for the
No,
experience.
out of the question to have you come all this way. just to
Shiori
ask
said
for
that they don't
free?
care about money.
Oh, no, that won't do.
They are
There's no need
rich.
to worry, Mr. Xavier. My brother and I had actually intended to work for free after receiving your invitation.
They're literally one of the ruling families in
Inazuma
Inazuma.
has only recently reopened its borders and needs to strengthen its relations and cultural ties with other nations. We didn't have many collaboration projects with Fontaine in the past, so we hoped this trip would serve as a good start for the future.
Plus, they're already rich.
You could say that's the
And
real reason why the
well-mannered
Actual
and meeting
Commission
people.
agreed to come to Fontaine.
That's the important part.
I understand, but having you two act for free just doesn't seem right.
Dude, shut up and take it.
Not at all. While we're officially here to conduct a cultural survey of sorts, we must express our sincerity if we want to establish formal cultural ties with your nation. This film will serve as proof of friendly cooperation and cultural exchange between Inazuma and Fontaine. It's my hope that the film can be finished and released as smoothly as possible.
Somehow
If you
Farina's going
still
to
don't
get tied
feel
up in this
comfortable
film.
with this arrangement, I would also be more than happy to be introduced to some other renowned individuals in Fontaine's literary and artistic circles.
They want connections,
All
dude.
right. I'll do as you say. Thank you so much. I'll make sure to cobble together enough Mora now, even if it means selling my house, my camera, and every single family heirloom.
Dude, chill out.
Come on now, no need to go that far. I'll also help you out as a brand sponsor.
We can help too. Just say that you got our contribution from some personal friends.
Me too. Even though I didn't bring much more to spend on this trip, it's still better than nothing.
She could provide fireworks.
You are too kind, all of you. I really don't know how to.
Call her the special effects supervisor.
All right, enough about that. Now that we have Xavier's savings, my support, and 2 leads who are willing to act for free, I think we will be able to make this happen.
Put a costume on
So,
Aether.
Instead of Mora, you'll help with filming and production.
Okay.
Oh, but how can we help with that? We don't know much about making a film.
Nobody that's never been on a film set knows much about making a film.
Together, Xavier.
Sounds so they get into it.
Tell us if there are still any open positions left among the crew.
Special effects for
All
Yoimiya.
right, let me think.
Special
We
effects.
still need a camera operator, a clapper loader, and someone to manage logistics.
What the heck is a clapper
I
loader?
originally wanted to
The person
personally
that
serve
writes
as
down like
director,
Act
but
1,
I've been
Scene
too
1,
busy
all that
working as
stuff,
the
and then
producer.
action, click.
So the positions of director and director's assistant will also need to be filled.
Paimon knows what the director and the logistics support person do, but what's a clapper loader?
The clapper loader is responsible for using the clapper board to record and organize the information of each shot when the camera operator begins shooting. The work requires
I was
both
right.
patience and careful attention to detail.
Act 1, Scene 1, Take 17. Action, click.
The thing they hold that goes clap whenever they start filming?
Yes, the clapper loader.
Yes, that's right. Are you interested in that job?
Probably not.
For sure! Paimon's always wanted to try that.
All right.
You gotta
Then
write
their
down the
clapper
number
loader.
of takes and scenes
I
and
can
everything on
find
it, though.
someone from the store to help with logistics. What do you think, Xavier?
Oh, fine by me. As for our camera operator, I was thinking of letting the Traveler take the role.
Okay.
Oh, he's great when it comes to using a camera. Paimon can't even count how many things we've taken photos of during our journey.
I don't think it's that many.
Yes,
They're mostly
that's also
forced.
what I was thinking. I noticed the Traveler had an eye for photography and composition when we worked together previously.
I'm sure that's due to the traveler's journey across Devat and all the places they've seen. After so many adventures, using a camera must be second nature by now.
What do you say, Traveler? Are you interested in the job?
As long as I'll be of help, lights, camera, action, I'm gonna go with the first one. Yeah, I care about how things look.
Thank you. It really means a lot to me.
And sound.
Come on, friend. Let me give you a big warm hug.
I think we better get to work.
So all that's left for us to find is a director and an assistant.
Farina's gonna step in and be the director.
Oh, me. I want to be the director's assistant. All we need to do is help the director, right? I can handle that.
So now you need a
Right,
director.
Then all we need is a director. Oh,
It's gonna be freaking Farina.
Directors in Fontaine are probably also busy working on their own films these days. I'm not sure who will have time to help.
Farina.
Oh, Farina helped out a theater troupe recently by serving as an artistic consultant. She could be a good director, right? Besides, it's not like she has anything else to do right now.
Wow.
Farina?
Yes, Farina.
Do you really think Lady Farina would be willing to help us with our humble project?
Well, last time we saw her, we
Isn't
kind
that
of
the name
accused her of
Fontaine's
things.
Hydro Archon? My brother has already informed me about what happened here in Fontaine.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, that's her. She helped out a theater troupe not too long ago, and now she's taking up work as a director.
Well,
I have not heard of this. Maybe it's because this is a story that I haven't gotten to yet, because I haven't gotten to a lot of individual stories yet.
Excellent. Don't let her form or identity intimidate you. She's the best candidate we can think of right now. You'll never know until you give her a shot.
She's quite eccentric.
You're right, Shiori. I'll do anything for the sake of my film. Anything! Then I'll have to ask the Traveler and Paimon to show me the way to Lady Farina's residence.
I don't know what that is.
Just hope she'll agree to help.
All this stuff is supposed to be
Do you
stuff that
need
you're
us
supposed
to
to probably
also
know
come
from
along?
another storyline that you do,
No, there's
which
no
I haven't
need to
gotten
trouble
to.
you with this. Besides, you've just arrived in Fontaine, and I'm sure there are many places you would like to visit. Just leave this task to me. It's part of my duties as the producer.
His duties.
Very well. Then we'll be waiting to hear the good news.
I'll go with you. By the way, you might want to consider bringing a gift.
Like cake.
And don't worry, we won't simply drop you off at Farina's place. We know Farina pretty well by now, so having some familiar faces there should help your chances. Besides, the whole thing was our idea in the first place.
All right.
We
then
still
I'll start
treated her
making
badly last we
preparations.
saw her.
As for the gift...
A gift for someone who was once seen as the Hydra Oricon. I wonder what she would like.
A cake.
I recall that Lady Farina once fancied a clockwork
Stop it.
ring. So perhaps
Nope.
I should get another exquisite
Stop,
clockwork
no.
contraption for her.
No, get her a cake.
Huh? Can't we just bring some desserts, like the Fontinalia mousse?
There we go.
But wouldn't that be a little too cheap? She does like desserts, though.
Yep.
Isn't the Fontinalia festival happening right now? I heard Abel tell us on the Aquabus that Farina introduced the tradition of going door to door and asking for sweets.
So you want us to trick or treat and then bring it to her?
Something like that, she must have a real sweet tooth.
She does.
I agree with Yoimiya. If the gift is too fancy, it might actually make her feel more uncomfortable.
You don't want it to be too cheap either.
Let's go buy some Fontinalia mousse.
I'll say, where do you do that? But I think we're doing it right now.
But will that really be enough? We'll be asking her to do a lot of work, you know.
She's done a lot more for a long time. This would
right.
be like relief for her.
We need to further sweeten the deal.
I get it.
Huh? You want something even sweeter than Fontinalia mousse?
Yes, we'll need a gift that's sweeter than any dessert in the world.
Extra sweet, Senseiya.
Happy.
Your words of praise.
Oh yeah, she does like having her ego stroked. Ooh, we got the recipe for the mousse. All right, so now we gotta go to Farina's apartment, wherever the heck that may be. Like I said, Anna. Oh, we're not too far, huh? I hope I can get there. All right. It is just around this corner, right? Because this place is kind of maze-ish to me. We're about to run out of stammies. We ran out of stammies! Ah, this is her apartment?
We're here. This is where Farina lives.
Okay, I'll go knock on the door.
Knock, knock, who is it? Is she there? She just woke up.
Seriously, who's knocking before afternoon tea?
I don't know what time it is.
Who are you?
Lady Farina, please allow
He's
me to
Javier.
introduce
It's
myself.
really Xavier, though.
I am Xavier, a film
Xavier,
director.
stop changing it!
Hello. Oh, is that the Traveler in Paimon I see behind you?
It is.
And who's this?
Chiori.
I'm Chiori.
Ah, the one from Chioria Boutique. Hello, hello.
Half of her name is my dog's name.
So, what are you all doing
I
here?
love my Uri.
Do you need something?
Did you just get up, Farina? It's already past noon, you know.
Paimon. Try to be nice, remember? We kind of put her through hell.
Huh? Oh, Paimon means the weather is so nice in the afternoon and the sun is is a really smart idea.
This will work. Did Paimon just drag her over and she just
no.
slid?
I was just up late last night reading some novels. What does sleeping in have to do with the weather?
It feels nice to
This is
sleep in on a
small
rainy or
gift
snowy
we've
day.
prepared for you, Lady Farina. We hope you like it.
No need to be so formal. I'm just a regular person like everyone else now. Oh, is this Fontinalia mousse? It's one of my favorites.
Here you go. We
That's
need a
great.
director.
So actually, there's something we need your help with.
I feel like just asking her
Given
to do
your
it,
renowned
she'd be like,
passion and
yes.
understanding of drama, I would like to ask that you serve as the director of our film crew.
Oh, but didn't you just say that you're a director?
It's more like the producer.
Yes, but for this particular project,
He even
I'm
says film
mainly
producer
working
under his
as a
name.
producer. Besides, I'm sure that your understanding of the performing arts far surpasses my own.
Good ego
Lady
stroke.
Farina.
Good ego stroke.
Are the Traveler and Paimon also part of the film crew?
Yep.
We sure are. Paimon's the clapper loader, and he's the camera operator.
Camera operator? That can be a pretty technical job, and it directly affects the final quality of the film. Are you really up to it?
I have experience. I can show you if you like. I didn't have to say it like that. I just wanted
No, I'm not questioning your abilities.
to sound like you are.
It's just that I've never really seen you use a camera before.
You never really see me
You can
outside in the
come up with
courtroom.
test for the Traveler and see for yourself. If he can satisfy you with his camera skills, then you'd have nothing to worry about and can join the team. What do you say?
You sure are getting better at rolling with the situation, Paimon. Oh, I do wish to see how skilled the Traveler really is with a camera. All right, how about this? We'll work with what we have. I'll give you some scenarios and see if your work is up to my standards.
Whatever you say, Director Farina.
Very good. It's essential for the camera operator to understand the director's vision. I'll make my decision after seeing your work.
Okie dokie.
Are you ready? I have high standards, you know.
Yep, I'm ready.
Okay, grab the camera and I'll give you a scenario.
All right, tell me about the scenario. Filming theme directed by Farina. Estelle is the boss of the Belmont's workshop and has always been proud of her forging machine, as it can not only precisely control strength of temperature, but also takes no effort from the blacksmith. Let us film a promotional video for her workshop. Remember to emphasize the superiority of her forging machine. Start shooting. You will need to film several shots according to the director's requirements and compile them into a video. Camera position is key, and you should ascertain the camera position requirements beforehand. When filming, there will be narration requirements. Select the most suitable narration according to the story. Try to satisfy all the director's filming requirements. After selecting the most suitable choices for all the camera positions and narration, you may begin filming and see the results. All right, so let's see. Frame 1, camera position required. You need the scene that shows off the Belmont workshop. And narration. Located in the court of Fontaine. Okay, this is the narration selected by Director Farina. Located in the court of Fontaine, Belmont Workshop is a weapons workshop that utilizes a forging machine. Like, Scene 2. You need a scene that shows off the forging machine at work. Wow, what a great forging machine. Or are these the forging machines? I know. Nothing else is a forging machine. The machine can precisely control the force applied and the temperature, making it perfect for doing exhausting and time-consuming work. Next, camera's position. You need a scene that shows off the atmosphere as Estelle works relaxedly. It shows off an atmosphere of her. I want to see a narration. Thanks to this machine. So that with this. Show Estelle can comfortably enjoy each day at work. I didn't know what camera position to go with because this shows a relaxing atmosphere. This shows Estelle. This shows her workspace, to which that kind of makes sense, but I needed this to really hammer that home for me. All right. You need a scene that shows off the weapons arranged in boxes produced by the Belmont workshop. Well, it wouldn't be the key lime pie here. And this does nothing for us. So it had to be other boxes. Shows off the weapons arranged in boxes. We don't get to see the weapons arranged, though. We just see the boxes. But worry not, for the weapons produced by Belmont Workshop are of outstanding quality, with exquisite craftsmanship and a keen edge. And lastly, you need a scene that shows off the workshop. I think this will do, having the sign. We've already seen this, well, from another angle. And these two have absolutely nothing to do with it. If weapons are what you want, look no further than the Belmont. Then Belmont. Start shooting. Film theme directed by Farina. Located in the Court of Fontaine, Belmont Workshop is a weapons workshop that utilizes a foraging machine. This machine can precisely control the force applied and the temperature, making it perfect for doing exhausting and time-consuming work. Thanks to this machine, the owner of the Belmont Workshop, Estelle, can comfortably work each day at work. Enjoy each day at work. But worry not, for the weapons produced by the Belmont Workshop are of outstanding quality with exquisite craftsmanship and a keen eye. If weapons are what you want, look no further than the Belmont. Beaumont. Gosh dang, I thought someone else would be reading that.
Oh, it appears that you have more skill than I thought.
How much did you think I had?
All the shots had a great composition, and I could really feel a connection to the characters and their lines.
So what's the verdict? Also, there was really no characters in the whole freaking thing.
Yeah! Does that mean you agree to be our director, Farina?
Did you think I would agree just like that?
Yes.
After our performance of the Little Oceanid, I've begun to make a name for myself again, you know.
I know nothing about the Little
In fact,
Oceanid.
I've already had several troops approach me for the
Oceanid?
Fontanalia Film Festival. Unfortunately, the scripts were all pretty boring and didn't pique my interest.
Show her the script.
If others were to find out I agreed to work with you so easily, then, well...
We'll give you more moose.
Hey, but didn't we have a deal?
We did.
What else do we need to do to convince you, Farina?
You want us to take you back to court?
Well, what about the pay?
Moose.
Huh?
Moose.
You know, how much you're willing to pay me to be the director?
Moose.
The pay is also an important factor for me to consider, you know.
We'll pay you in the Fontanayan moose or whatever it's called.
I can offer you this much?
What? That's all? If Nervilat were to hear of this, he could charge you with underpaying your labor.
I'm sorry, but our crew is in a tight financial spot at the moment.
I see. Well, even though it's highly unlikely now that I'll join your crew, there's still something I'd like to ask. Exactly what film are you planning to make?
Oh, our script is an adaptation of The Two Musketeers.
Huh? Wait, you mean the suspense thriller novel that was a #1 bestseller?
Oh, so Farina's read it too.
Of course I read it. I've always had a keen interest in artistic works that strike a chord with the populace. I see. It all makes sense now. You must have used most of the budget to pay for the copyright.
Not really. The novel's author transferred the copyright to me practically for free once he heard that I wanted to make a film adaptation of the story. The lack of budget is due to another issue.
He probably just wants to get his name out there. So, Mora isn't the most important thing to him right now. It reminds me of a delivery courier who wears one of my designs while traveling all across Teyvat. I didn't charge her much for the outfit either. The exposure she provides for my brand is well worth it.
So, are you a big fan of this story, Farina?
Well, it's all right. The pacing of the story is good, but the character relationships could use some work. When I was reading it before, I always felt like some things were left on a rather unsatisfactory note. I have high standards, you know. Mr. Xavier, if, hypothetically speaking, I agree to be the director, how much freedom would I have in terms of script revisions and creative interpretation?
I feel like this is an uh-oh.
Oh, as much freedom as you would need. I wouldn't dare doubt the tastes of Fontaine's greatest star.
Good. Then I'm free to alter the script as I see fit.
Absolutely, no problem.
We're counting on you, Director Farina. Now's your chance to make a film that you love. I'm gonna say the first one.
All right. It seems that your crew really can't go on without my care and direction.
So, you agree?
Yes, I agree. Although the pay is well below what someone of my caliber deserves. A great script calls for a great director. I mustn't let a perfectly good story be ruined due to lack of funds. If you have fine cheese and bread, you wouldn't just let it sit on the counter and get moldy just because you lack an oven, right?
No, I'd probably just eat it as is. Maybe get some turkey on it. Or air fryer. I know that's another form of an oven, but I don't care. Thank you, Farina.
Oh, Hydro Archon above! I'm not dreaming, am I? Somebody pinch me.
There's no more Hydro Archon, you know. And it's still a little early to celebrate. There's a lot that goes into shooting a film. Although the trickiest tasks of finalizing the script and casting the actors have already been taken care of, we'll still need to reserve filming locations. Not to say set up lighting and props. And by the way, since we'll be filming The Two Musketeers, we'll need to find an action choreographer. Ideally, a professional who has actual experience with muskets.
Yoimiya.
Yes, I've thought about this as well. I was hoping that you might know someone who could handle the job.
Yoimiya. Yoimiya.
If this was before, I could have simply asked Glorand. But it's already been some time since I last talked to her.
Well,
Nadia
why?
can
What
also
happened
use
exactly?
Firearms, but
You really don't talk to each other anymore?
Her style
after
is
everything?
quite different from that of the characters in the story.
Yoimiya.
Special Security and Surveillance Patrol?
Yoimiya.
You mean the Special Patrol's Musketeers?
Yes, that's right. They work with muskets every day. I can't think of anyone more qualified than them.
They would be under Nervilette's jurisdiction. Unfortunately, I, don't have any connection with them at all.
Yoimiya.
So, in the end, we still have to start by talking to Nervilette.
Yoimiya.
No need to go to all that trouble. I know their Captain Chevreuse.
Oh, you do? Wait, Chiori, how do you know the captain of the Special Patrol's Musketeers?
No particular reason. Running a business means dealing with some trouble from time to time, and she's helped me out on a few occasions. In return, I've helped her handle a few situations in which the Special Patrol couldn't get involved directly. So, we've gotten to know each other over time.
So you're saying there's been times when the Special Patrol needed a fashion designer to handle a situation? Your work is becoming more and more mysterious.
It'd be best to keep it that way. Anyway, enough about that. What do you all think about asking the captain to be our musket action choreographer?
She sounds professional enough. She is a captain, after all. I have no objections.
But I imagine the Special Security and Surveillance Patrol must be busy with their duties. Do you think she'd really have time to help with shooting a film? And then there's the issue of pay.
Well, it just so happens that she's also not the kind of person that's just after Mora. As for whether she has time, I'll have to go and ask her first.
Understandable.
Then I'll leave that to you. Macaroni's on sale today, so I've got to go. You can just tell me how things went when we discuss tomorrow's plan later.
No problem.
I have to get to the macaroni sale.
Having Farina join feels like a big boost to our team.
Of course. Just wait until the day of our premiere. You'll witness the true power of my name in these lands. You'll be so glad I agreed to help. I can guarantee that even the standing tickets will be sold out.
Sure hope so.
I'll be sure to ask some people I know to see if they'd be willing to act as extras.
That is important.
Seems like you're finally getting more comfortable with your own reputation now.
I didn't ask for the Clapper Loader's commentary, Paimon.
Wow. I can't wait to see our film's premiere.
Then let's get going. I happen to know where Chevreuse is today.
By the way, I'm curious. If my pay is so low, then what about our 2 lead actors? Didn't they travel here all the way from Inazuma?
Actually, they told us that they see the trip as part of a cultural exchange, so they didn't ask for any pay.
What? So is every person in Tevat who doesn't want money gathered here to shoot this film?
Uh-huh.
Don't tell me Chiori isn't being paid either.
I already knew Xavier from before, and he's also agreed to give my brand some good exposure.
It seems the gods have really smiled upon you, Xavier. And that certainly doesn't include me, mind you.
You're not a god. You're human. And look for Chevreuse. That was the name, right? Wait, was that the girl that we saw earlier? I feel like it might be. Still feel like Yoimiya could do it. Maybe not muskets per se, but gunpowder. Yep, that's her. As to we're approaching.
All right, this is the place.
But where's the captain? There's hardly anyone around here.
She's right in front of you.
She's over there. The one with an eye patch reading in front of the newsstand.
Oh, her! Paimon could tell there was something different about her. She seems kinda intimidating.
Please wait here for a moment. I'll go fetch her. She's working now, so you might not want to get in her way.
Okay.
Working? But isn't she just standing there and reading a novel?
Just trust me.
Okay.
Oh, alright, let's see what happens then. Chiori sure is a mysterious person. She claims just to be a fashion designer, but she knows all these powerful people.
The court of Fontaine isn't particularly tolerant of visitors from overseas, so it isn't easy for a foreigner to promote their brand here. Even more so in the competitive world of fashion. Even a local like me just trying to make a film has to face all kinds of challenges. So I can only imagine what Chiori has been through to get where she is today. I'm sure that having more connections has definitely worked in her favor.
Oh, most definitely.
Reading on the job?
Detective novel.
One main
Does that
character?
ever work?
No. Multiple. Branching storylines.
Sounds serious.
How's the plot coming along?
One of the main characters is about to make a choice that will affect the rest of his life.
That happens in
I'd
this
wager he's
choice.
going to make the wrong choice.
Any way to speed things up? There's something I need your help with.
You know that doesn't depend on me. It all comes down to what the character chooses.
Realo.
Which is exactly why I'm here to help.
What was the point of showing these two?
All right. It appears he made the wrong choice in the end. Halt!
Oh,
Huh? What's going on?
was dude stealing a book?
Hand over whatever you're holding.
Oh, it's just a book. I didn't buy anything else.
Then I'm sure you wouldn't mind letting me have a look.
Excuse me, officer. I don't mind you standing around here, not purchasing anything, but I'd prefer if you didn't disturb my customers. It's bad for business, you know?
Are you doing a drug
Don't give me
deal
that
right here?
act. You won't be able to get off so easily either. I am Chevreuse, captain of Fontaine's Special Security and Surveillance Patrol. I will say this one last time. Hand over whatever you're holding at once. And before you do anything unwise, Let me remind you that I'll have you on the ground before you can even think about making a run for it.
All right. I'll give it to you.
What is it?
But please let me say something first. If there's any contraband in that book, then the shopkeeper here is the one who slipped it in. I don't have anything to do with this.
Why, you trying to leave me on the hook, huh? You were the one who said you wanted it.
Save it for the interrogation room. Take them away, Letelier.
Well then.
What's going on here? 1 second you're reading a book and the next you're escorting people away!
And who are... Oh! Aren't you the traveler who's been all over the papers recently?
Yes.
Shiori, I'm assuming what you wanted to ask me about has to do with them, right? Maybe I can let you in on what's happening then. Now that Vache has been brought to justice, no new shipments of synth will be made and distributed to sellers. The Fontaine guards have been busy collecting the remaining synths still circulating on the market. Thanks to a tip from our reliable source here, this should be the very last batch.
Oh, so you were pretending to read a book in order to catch the bad guys!
No, she was actually reading it.
Oh, Paimon almost forgot to introduce ourselves. Paimon is Paimon, and this is the Traveler and Xavier!
Hey, I'm Chevraz. You probably already heard me introduce myself, so I won't bother repeating it.
We did hear. Why didn't you just arrest them immediately? Because you needed the evidence of them actually both participating in the deal?
Yeah. Why didn't you make a move as soon as you had the chance? Were you worried that my intel wasn't accurate?
No.
Wait, she's the one that gave the
I wanted to see
intel?
if the shopkeeper would turn himself in first. All he had to do was come up to me and say that he didn't know where the synth had come from. If he did that, then I wouldn't have had to press charges on him.
He had the whole day to turn the synth over to Chevraz. But instead, the moment I came up and blocked Chevraz's line of sight, he took the opportunity to sell it off.
Yep, he made the wrong choice, even though the right choice was right there in front of him.
They just never learn, do they?
But you knew they wouldn't make the right choice.
Yeah, I knew. I was just hoping I'd be wrong for once. Enough about that, though. What did you want to ask me about?
Can you help us with the production?
You see, it's like this.
And explained. Off screen.
The Two Musketeers. You certainly have a good eye for a story. So what do you need me to do? Just be the action choreographer for the actors?
Yes, that's right. I want to make sure we get all the details right. I want the actor's posture and understanding of firearms to be as realistic as possible. However, I'm afraid this work will require a bit of your time, since you'll have to be present whenever we're filming. Also, as for the pay...
No need to say any more. I'll join.
Guess she loves the story.
Just like that.
Why is it paused for so long?
Really? You're willing to help us with our humble film project?
Sure, it's no big deal. As I said, we've wrapped up our investigation here, so I don't have any other tasks on my plate for the moment. Besides, I personally really like this novel. I even have the collector's edition at home. Stories where justice prevails over evil never get old for me.
She's to books.
Then we've got a deal?
As...
Yes, I'll see you on set tomorrow.
Holy crap, I forget his name.
Oh my! I can hardly believe it! I should tell Lady Farina immediately.
Sino.
Oh, and I must tell the prop manager
He is the
and
genius of
lighting
vacation.
technician to get everything ready. We start filming tomorrow!
Tomorrow?
Calm down, Xavier. The film is going to take more than just a day to finish. Still, I should also head back now and start preparing the actors' costumes and makeup.
Make one for us, please.
Guess that's it for today then.
Traveler, Paimon, please stay for a moment. I have something to tell you.
We didn't do nothing.
Then I'll take Xavier back. Poor thing. He's so excited that he can't even walk straight anymore.
That sounds like he's drunk.
Spend our first day fishing our producer out of the fountain.
See you tomorrow. I think Xavier would probably be able to hold himself together.
Yep. See you tomorrow.
All right. Wait, where'd you go? Lower? Ah, around the corner.
So what did you want to tell us, Chevres?
Have you read The Two Musketeers?
I haven't read it yet.
The story is about a pair of children born into the household of a baron and their struggle to survive together and take revenge for their mother.
Okay.
They were raised at the baron's estate, where their mother worked as a maid. The two were illegitimate children that the baron had with the maid, so they were never treated well by anyone.
I'm
One
used to
day,
that in
upon
manga
returning
and
home, they found their
manhwa.
mother had been murdered and left dead on the floor. It was quite evident that the culprits were the other members of the baron's household, who never had any kind words to say to them. However, the baron was able to exert his influence and keep the whole thing under wraps. The mother's death was eventually deemed as a suicide, and there was no chance of bringing her murderers to justice. The two siblings decided to flee and someday avenge their mother.
Are those headphones?
Many years later, members of the baron's family suddenly started turning up dead one after the other, all killed by gunshot. A rainbow rose was found on each of the victims' bodies, being the flower that the kid's mother liked best. The baron believed that the mother's soul had come to take vengeance on him, so he lived in fear each day.
Good.
But it was actually those two siblings who had fled all those years ago.
Obviously.
They relied on each other to survive and trained day and night, eventually becoming adept musketeers. They used all of their abilities to collect evidence and clues before executing their plan and exacting revenge on the baron. Their actions let the truth behind their mother's death be known to all.
That's quite an exhilarating story.
Yep, the baron got what he deserved for his evil deeds, and justice was able to prevail.
But the two musketeers
just
were
the kind of
still
story I
working
enjoy.
outside the law.
Oh, so is that why you were so willing to join our crew, Chevres?
You could say it was one of the reasons.
Oh, you mean there were other reasons too?
I've read the reports about you. Whether it was at the trials or when you lent your hand to resolve our nation's crisis, you've shown that you've got a strong sense of justice, as well as a great mind for deductions.
Wait, so what you're implying is there's a case that you need our help with?
Yes, you're as sharp as I expected. It seems you've experienced many similar situations before.
I guess we
There's
said
been a
that.
recent murder case involving muskets.
What?
The perpetrator's methods appear to be very similar to what is described in the novel.
Huh. Really? But Paimon didn't see anything about that in today's papers.
Being kept
The
under wraps.
Marechaussee Phantom hasn't yet released any information to the public because the investigation is currently at a standstill. The murderer is extremely cautious.
A murder involving firearms? But not that many people use those in Fontaine, right?
Could it be someone from your platoon?
Impossible. We perform a routine inspection of our firearms and ammo reserves every day. If one of the weapons had been fired, it would stick out like a sore thumb. Besides, I trust the members of my platoon. However, that's all I can disclose about the case today.
Huh? What do you mean?
I hope you all can go back and get some shut-eye. You can decide tomorrow whether or not you'd like to join the investigation with me. I'm aware this might not be the ideal time to add more to your plate, but the more capable people we have, the better the chances that justice will prevail.
Can't someone from the Special Patrol help you investigate?
Carrying out investigations isn't actually supposed to be our responsibility. Our job is to apprehend the perpetrators. Finding them is really up to the Marechaussee Phantom. You could say I'm taking part in the investigation out of personal interest. I don't want people to see muskets in a negative way, and also, I'm concerned about the similarity between the crimes and the story.
You mean they might be connected somehow?
I suspect so. Just to make myself clear, this is not an order, nor is it a deal of any kind. It's a request, nothing more. If you two have any interest in the case after we finish filming tomorrow and are willing to assist me, then I would be most grateful.
What do you think, Traveler?
It's already been quite a day. Let's give it some thought tomorrow.
Yeah, you're right. Paimon's getting a little tired too. We've really been hustling all day.
You'd better head back and get some rest. It's good to keep a calm mind, especially when you're about to make an important decision. Otherwise, when the moment comes, you might end up like that shopkeeper and not even realize that the right choice is right there in front of you.
And the first part, the crack of the muskets breaking the silence, is complete. Guess next time we'll be getting down to filming. And we're not actually done yet. No, no, no. Ooh, here we go. So the film is... Hold on. So there's 5 parts to this? Holy crap. Okay. This is going to take longer than I thought. All right, the festive events. Let's go to the first one. The 1,000-pace interdiction arc minute sharpshooting zone. Spread out less than an arc minute. I guess that's how you say it all. Yeah, now I basically can't waste any time getting all of this done. I did not realize it would be 5 episodes worth. Holy crap. All right, so let's do the first thing. Gotta pause it because I gotta read it. Take your positions, form ranks, muskets up, take aim, and fire! Repel the enemy advance. Come take part in the Special Security and Surveillance Patrol's special event and experience the joy of being a musket sharpshooter. Musket sharpshooter? Not a concept we're too familiar with. Looking at the stall this guard set up, Paimon can't help but wonder what the event she mentioned could possibly have to do with the Fontanelli Film Festival. It's the Super Zenith boss level forces. What in the blazes are you doing here? Super Zenith boss level forces? That's what you call the Traveler and Paimon? If you two help me promote my booth, I'll be able to hit my quota for sure. Who in the what now? That blah 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 forces thing isn't another weird nickname for Paimon and MC, is it? That's right. It's a title for you two that's become popular among some of the members of the guards. You might not remember, but we've actually met before. But considering how ordinary looking I am, the fact that I'm just a mediocre sharpshooter, I'm not surprised that I didn't leave much of an impression. No, she actually does look familiar. Can't remember where from exactly. It was definitely something with the main storyline. Anyway, let's just pretend that this is our first meeting. I'm Turina. I hate when I can't tell what the names are. A Special Security and Surveillance Patrol trainee, and I'm in charge of handling all sorts of odd jobs for the patrol. Given how popular the film festival is, the Special Patrol is hoping to ride on the coattails by running a publicity campaign with the aim of spotting hidden talents among citizenry. Oh. No. This has to do with that case that we were just told about. They're trying to figure out who the heck can shoot well. So, ta-da! Behold the shooting simulator on the table in front of you, known also as the 1,000-pace interdiction arc minute sharpshooting zone. This thing looks like a little model for the Court of Fontaine. Aha! But it's not just the Court of Fontaine. The sand table allows you to change the area, so you can switch to wilderness scenery if you want. Much less spectacular than the Court of Fontaine, though. Combined with a special pair of optical goggles that the Fontaine Research Institute developed for us, it lets you simulate taking out enemies from on high, just like a real Special Patrol sharpshooter. Wait, they gave you a VR headset? Basically, it's a game where you simulate using a musket to aim and fire at targets, right? But the name is so hard to wrap your head around. What are interdiction and arc minutes supposed to mean? I came up with the event name based on a famous line that Captain Chevrolet, like I said, names, once exhorted us with. Exhorted? That's Interesting language to use, which aptly expresses our lofty aspirations. You read the dictionary as a kid for fun, didn't you? Exhorted, aptly, lofty aspirations, all within the same sentence, only separated by a comma. Yeah, she read the dictionary for fun. An outstanding musket sharpshooter always strives for pinpoint accuracy. At a distance of 1,000 paces, your shot grouping should be less than an arc minute. In reality, though, based on the current processing precision of mass-produced muskets and the eyesight of our sharpshooters, achieving a dispersion of less than a single arc minute when firing from any further than a few hundred paces away, let alone 1,000, is wishful thinking, to put it mildly. But if we're talking about Captain Chevrolet, I'm just going to say it like that, I wouldn't put it past her. Well, slow down for a second. You're making Paimon dizzy. Don't get too hung up on the technical terms. All we need to do is have fun. Super Zenith boss level force is right. Sometimes it's not worth overthinking things. Just give it a go. Wait, is Aether alone the Super Zenith boss level force? When I first joined the patrol, Captain Chevrolet. I want to say Chevrolet. I can't talk. Told me that too. I want to say the car brand. Chevy. Chevrolet? I'm blanking. Anyway, please take these goggles, and when you're ready to start playing with the simulator on the... And when you're ready to... You can start playing with the simulator on the table. Well, after talking so much, why don't we try it out? Paimon was curious what it felt like to fire a musket anyway. Looks like it might be fun. Go to challenge. We're already there. I know we're already there. Why does it pop up with that when we were already there reading it? Super Zenith boss level force. Do you have any further instructions? Let's play around 1,000 pace interdiction arc minute sharpshooting zone. No problem. This game doesn't use any real ammunition, and the targets don't require maintenance, so you can play as many rounds as you like. Alright, defeat all enemies, all opponents, have at least 10 munitions remaining, have at least 20 remaining. Wait. Objects. I'm sure we'll go over it with us once we get in here. It always does. Always read it first, and then it pops up the description. After. As you're loading in. Use a limited number of munitions to defeat all enemies. Start training. In 1,000 pace interdiction arc minute sharpshooting zone, you will use special optical lenses to aim and shoot opponents. Press the aim button to start aiming. Aim at your targets and press the shoot button to fire bullets at the targets your lenses is aimed at. Your lenses is? It sounds like you're overdoing it on the lenses is. The target that your lens is aimed at would be better. Also, why are we going in for every one of these types of things? Long anime and manga title type things. 1,000 pace interdiction arc minute sharpshooting zone. You could easily cut this down to 3 words. Defeat all the opponents to complete the challenge. Ammunition is limited in some scenarios. Utilize the limited ammunition to defeat all enemies. Adjust horizontal camera sensitivity, aim shot mode, and vertical camera sensitivity, aim shot mode, under controls in the settings menu to improve your ability to control your simulated shots. Oh. Okay. Ready? Aim. Boom. Headshot. Boom. Headshot. All right. Zoom out so we can get a better look at what's going on. Anything explosive here? You still don't know. Training scenario changed. Oh, you went back. Next. Dang. Got him. And now I think Big Daddy over here is going to take a bit more. Oh, wait, no. Twofer! Uh-oh. I missed. Got him. Yeah, he takes 2 shots. Scenario has changed again. Should I have got this one first? Dang. Got him. And good night, sweet prince. I kind of like that. I know it's going to get harder as it goes along, but I kind of like that. Like a lot. It's different from pretty much every other minigame I can think of that I've done in this game during events. And it felt kind of nostalgic too. Possibly just because it was, you know, a shooter, you're sniping. In video games, I actually really enjoy sniping. The whole take your time, line up the shot. When you have to rush it, it's not as fun. But yeah, I've always enjoyed sniping in games. I've kind of fallen off of like first-person shooters. Like I'm not into them as much anymore. Like storylines of the older ones, I like those. So that's why I'm willing to go back to like Call of Duties for Throwback Thursdays. But yeah, overall, I'm kind of done with first-person shooters, but I still love sniping in games. So we got to collect theater tickets in order to get... So every reward is the same until you get down here when you get a crown. Okay. I can get there. Event shop. Oh. Okay, I see. I'm not going to worry about this right now. Just want to explore all that stuff that had to get done. And all the stuff that we will be getting. But... oh yeah. Give me all my rewards. But that will be it for this one. Thanks so much for watching. Until next time, deuces.
So I wrote it in the rhyme. The Reverend Doctor got an 8K wet working. The roaches get the race spray. My weak rhyme, my body, your best verses on game day. I touch the crowns of self-entitled kings. You leave the heat like LeBron when I melt your idols' vital things. This is Malcolm and Martin, Million Man March in Sparta, mixed with a legion of angels surrounding sons and daughters. Simon Peter with a desert eagle.